So Rwanda is preparing for general elections on the 15th of this month to elect the president and members of the Chamber of Deputies. Only 3 candidates are running for the top office, as some opposition leaders have accused President Paul Kagame of suppressing the voice of the opposition. I'm now joined by Yolande Makolo, who is the spokesperson for the Rwanda government. Yolande, very good morning to you. Thank you so much for making time for us to speak to us about the preparations for the elections that will be taking place on the 15th of this month.
Good morning.
Good morning, Yolande. Once again, thank you so much for making time for us. Speak to us about the preparations that are underway for the elections that will be taking place on the 15th of this month.
Sure. So we have our elections on the 15th. On the 14th, we'll have Rwandans in the diaspora, a Rwandan community abroad voting. We have over 40 diplomatic missions abroad, so the Rwandan community abroad will be able to vote at our diplomatic missions. On the 15th, we'll have elections here in Rwanda. We have over 9 million voters on the list this year. Of those, about 2 million are first-time voters out of a population of 13.5 million. So Rwandans are looking forward to elections. This is the first time that we have presidential elections together with the legislative elections, so it'll be a little bit different. What will be the same is that Rwandans will turn out as usual in large numbers. We have a very high voter turnout. Rwandans are excited about exercising their right, the civic right to choose their leaders. So this is something we're looking forward to, and we expect that everything will go smoothly as it has in the past.
Yeah, I don't know, Yolande, if you'd be able to speak to us about the concerns that have been raised by some candidates in these elections, accusing the president of suppressing the voices of the opposition, and this is a decision that has been taken by the courts, right? And that is in relation to the bid by one of the candidates to restore opposition leader Victoria Ingabere's civic rights following the decision that was taken by the High Court. Are you able to speak to us about that?
Oh, yes. Any Rwandan above the age of 35 is eligible to apply to vote according to our rules. And we had a number of candidates that submitted their candidacy to the National Electoral Commission. Some of these the people who submitted their candidacy were not able to meet the requirements as set out in the constitutions, so they did not qualify. The 3 that are running currently are the ones that qualified. We do have cases like the person that you just spoke about, who is not eligible to run because she was convicted of a very serious crime, and according to our laws, anyone who has served more than 6 months in prison cannot stand for any office in this country. I think that's the same in many other countries. Even people who have declared bankruptcy cannot stand for elections, local elections, let alone presidential elections. So anyone is eligible to submit their candidacy. They just have to meet the requirements.
They just have to, make what?
They just have to meet the requirements as set out by the Electoral Commission and as set out by our Constitution.
Yeah. You spoke earlier on about the observers that will be part of observing these elections. From your end, have there been any concerns that have been raised by the observers? You also speak about, for instance, this time for the first time, there will be changes to the elections compared to the previous elections in Rwanda.
There have been no concerns raised so far. We'll have over 800 observers at this election. About 130 of them are international regional observers. And so far, there hasn't been any concerns. The reason we have both legislative and presidential elections for the very first time is because the presidential mandate was reduced from 7 to 5 years. And the legislative mandate is also 5 years. So instead of having 2 elections last year and this year, a decision was made to have both elections together because it just made sense on many levels.
Okay, thank you so much for your time. Yolande Makolo is the spokesperson for the Rwanda government ahead of the elections that will be taking place on the 15th of July.